Hi Gemini, so we're going to do your messages for 2025. If you want to book your 2025 read, it's on the website. There's also the 6-month read, that's on deal. So if you don't want the full 2025, there's also a 6-month read, it's on deal. So we are going to look at just general messages for the year ahead and see what's coming up. So the advice for 2025 is to be careful about not walking away from things that are not working. Some of yous are in a form of torture, Gemini, and it's up to you to change it. You know, it's not going to change with the ticking of a clock. It's up to you to be like, enough is enough. So there could be a repeat pattern. Okay, Eight of Cups reversed is someone who refuses to walk away from their old self, the old life, old patterns of behaviour. And so you're just going to have the same year, same type of people, same place, same triggers. Okay, so this is going to be general guidance, but you can book your personal read as well. And then we have the Six of Wands reversed with the Page of Pentacles. You need to learn new levels. You need to learn new money making schemes. You need to learn new patterns. You know, the matrix is going to get worse and worse. It's going to be insufferable. Like, people think 2024 was bad. Fascinating. Like, I'm not joking, right? It's just going to be insufferable. And you're going to be paying every bit of money you've got. And you're going to be fucking just wanting to go psycho. Okay? So the advice is that it's time to learn new ways, right? You're coming up as just kind of blocked. Page of Pentacles is someone who's learning new levels of themselves, new ways to make money, you know, new ways of living, a new life completely, okay? But some of you are being told that it's up to you if you block yourself. Some of you don't believe you can get victory. So this is half the problem. You've got to believe that you can get victory. But the Eight of Cups reversed is this is a person who's refusing to change. They're holding on to what they know. They're not learning new things. Okay? So what else are we seeing for 2025, please? It could also be another year where you're single. So it's the same type of men. That is a big message for Gemini in 2025 to make sure you're not doing the same thing. The devil is going to send everything in your way. Remember, he's got a big army. Okay? Most motherfuckers work for the devil and preach God. He's got a big army now. Okay? And they're going to do everything that they can to block you and stop you. Because dead people, well, they don't like the living. Okay? So your job is to see the game that's being played and say, okay, I've got to learn a new way to live. I've got to get around better people. I've got to approach. I think a message for Gemini is these NPCs, these lower frequency people, how are you going to handle them? Are you going to play to the tune? Are you going to feed into them? Or are you going to start learning new ways? That is a big message here. Okay? So people have got to choose the side. It's either the matrix, the enslaved life, or the free life. But you don't get both. Okay? So 2025, I'm not going to give you the big motivational pep talk, the big lies. New year, going to be amazing. I'm not going to do that. You can watch the other readers for that. Okay? I'm going to give you what I see and I'm going to give you the facts, right? The facts are that if Gemini does not learn how to adapt to the world that's coming, if it doesn't start to change, kill the old self, be honest, pay attention to your triggers, I just think it's going to be, at least for the first 6 to 8 months, the same type of shit, different year. I don't see it being a big, you know, mind-blowing year. I actually see it being a very difficult year. For 2024 has been very difficult, and then you've got the Ten of Wands. Okay, so the Ten of Wands is people who are under heavy burdens, they're under heavy stress. Some of you it could be emotional. Some of you could have energetic overload. You're just really triggered. You're stressed all the time. You're sick all the time. That's been my 2024. Some of you's money could be the factor. Okay. People. Okay. I think Geminis need to be quality, not quantity, selective. You don't like me. I don't care. You don't even like your fucking self. Like, you can't sit with us. Bitch, you wants to. You know, move. Okay? And some of you are out here having all kinds of stress over Don't know you, don't owe you. Stop having stress over strangers. You don't know these people. If it's a business deal, it's a business deal. Okay, stop giving mind to other people. Okay, Geminis need to, you've got to start, the matrix is going to get so hard, it's going to get so suffocating, so challenging. And the message for you is you've got to find a way to live within the matrix, well, to live within the matrix or to get out. And you've got to get strategical, and you've got to learn new ways, and you've got to be creative. So, you know, I've been sick 10 times this year. They're putting the COVID out there like it's fucking, you know what I mean, a week by week basis thing, you know what I mean? Like, they just want to kill everyone. They want you as weak as possible so you don't live that long. With the rise of AI, there are so many agendas moving against the human race. They want wars, they want conflict, they want all of this. Geminis, it's time to see what the game is and act accordingly, okay? And some of yous, you've got a lot of bad energy. You're stuck. And you've got to learn new ways to handle your stress, new ways to handle people, new money-making ideas, get rid of certain people out of your life that are dead end. No, don't try and help them. Don't try and help the NPCs. Don't try and wake them up. If it's fuck you. If it's fuck me, it's fuck you too. You just did all that. You know, you were good to the assholes. You tried to help dickheads. You know, you're speaking to donkeys and they keep donkeying. Don't. Get around people who are just, they know what time it is, they know what's happening, and they're like, okay, look, we're either going to participate in this or we're going to refuse it, and we're going to find new ways to live and get healthy and support people. That's a better use of your time. Because I know I feel like this, and clearly you can see, just ragged out. Like, that's what this matrix does to you. It just rags you out. It just makes you mad about everything. Okay? You don't want to connect with anybody because they're all in the same boat. You know? It's a loveless generation of people. Gemini, you need to start thinking about what you want and then getting around those tables and learning new ways and killing the old self. Otherwise, 2025 is not going to be better. It's going to be worse. And if you just hate me for this message, I don't care. Okay? Right. Okay, let's see what else comes up. King of Pentacles reversed. So be careful with an earth sign this year. This is someone who's very immature. He's just going to waste your time. Okay? King of Pentacles reversed can be someone you're dealing with. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I'm also getting fire signs. So for the Gemini woman, be careful with earth signs. Be careful with earth signs. Be careful with fire signs. Okay? Just get away from men. Like, it's time to start really saying what you mean. And meaning what you say. Because a lot of years your life is where it is because the type of people you're fucking with. You go into loveless men expecting them to love you. You go into the poor expecting them to pay you. You go into people and asking them for help. They don't want to see you win, Gemini. They hope you die. You know? Bitches could be out here helping you, but they won't even if they could. But don't get all like sensitive, right? I also do think though the good things for 2025 is that Gemini is battle hardened. Like, people have done you good, but that's good. Because you're already, like, most of these aren't even awake. Like, you're awake and you've been through hell and come out the other side looking relatively together. You know, they all turned the back, they all spewed shite. Some of you have been through things that have broke your heart. They have been unimaginable, but you've survived and you will, right? So this is stuff that makes you into a warrior. It makes you very tough. It shows you who you are. It shows you your value, where you'll sell out, where you won't sell out. So there's a lot of good, but I do think the message for Gemini is you have to, if you keep playing in the matrix, you're going to keep getting the matrix. And it's going to get worse and worse. I can't tell you the shit that I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. It's just exhausting. It's just exhausting. You know, and then you're having to make money to pay for the shit that you're unhappy in and just trigger. Why? It's insanity, man. You're just being pissed on all over the place out here, right? But there's no point getting angry unless that anger is constructive and it can be channeled, because then it can be utilised Anger is a powerful fuel of fuck you. Don't think so. Okay? But if it's used in a destructive manner, then obviously it's not going to be good. So you've got a lot of energy in 2025, but some of yous, I'm not going to lie, the 10 of Wands is financial stress, emotional stress. Some Geminis just keep repeating the same pattern. You keep going after the same type of man. Some of yous, you keep thinking in the same thoughts, so you keep creating the same reality. Six of Wands reverse would be a person who doesn't believe in themselves. They don't believe that they can have victory. They almost believe that there's no other way. And I think something happened to Gemini along the lines that buried their confidence. And I'd say it's the Matrix. You've been worn down. You've been beaten down. And it's time to get back up and be like, if they're coming for it all, okay. So I feel like it's akin to like, you're in a fight and like, you're being punched and you're not punching back. 2025 is the year you punch back. End of story. Because honestly, like, I know for me it's insufferable. The word that I would use, and I think most people would agree, is insufferable. Most people are sitting there, they're working the face off, they're trying to be decent people. And they're like, what's this all for? What's it for? They're sick all the fucking time. You can't genuinely connect with people. You can't trust your own friends. You can't find true love. Like, what's it all for? You know? Okay, there's not but chaos, there's not but drama. But if Gemini starts thinking in new thoughts, if they start really truly coming from a genuine place, and then acting in those thoughts and in that genuine place, then there's hope. But no, I you know, this is a person who doesn't change. The unconscious is blocked. I also do tarot coaching if you want to check that out. I've also got a course coming for Gemini. So sign up to the website because you'll love this course. It's called 12 Rules for 2025. When you watch this, it might be available underneath, so check the website underneath. But it's 12 Rules for Gemini for 2025, and it will change the game. It's available to download. But the Tower reversed is all about someone who unconsciously is not changing. Right? They're not looking at the wounds, they're not looking at their emotions, they're not getting deep within themselves. So they keep running in the same unconscious patterns, they keep running in the same behaviour. But that's the goal of the Matrix now. It's going to make you as sick as possible, as distracted as possible, as fearful as possible. Have you noticed how everything's speeding up? Okay, they want your ass so frazzled, they want your nervous system so gone that you cannot focus, because if you can attack a person's nervous system, they're not going to be able to focus. And if you think of the Matrix, that's what the Matrix is. It's hyperstimulation, it's noisy here, trigger here, trigger. You can't even have any peace. Right? So I think Gemini's 2025 belongs to the gangsters. For the Geminis who are just like, no, I've played this game long enough. There's no fear. Because to be fair, it's worse to stay here than it is to fight to build that business or to build that new life, because this is far worse. Fuck the fear. You know, they put you on your face, Gemini, and you've rose alone. You've been through hell and made it look easy. Please. But that's something I've noticed this year. Because it's been a very difficult year, a lot of people, they are weak in their immune system, and that's the goal. Financial stress, fear, all of these fear frequencies or emotions, they want you in that, because then they can, when they're putting all this agent out here, which is what it is, a biochemical weapon to attack the immune system to make you as sick as possible. Because remember how rich these cunts got. And now they're talking about bird flu. Okay, so this is all going to be there, you know, we'll all be hearing about the next war, and we should fear this and we should fear that. Okay, your job is to tune out of that and to think about, what does my life look like? What does my life look like? Like, what do I want to achieve? But I'm going to be really frank with you, this is emotionally being blocked. Especially for the first 6 months, maybe book the 6 month read. But for the first 6 months, it just doesn't look good. It's all that new year, new me. It's all, you know, people celebrate on New Year's Eve. And then a few days later or a couple of weeks later, same shit. So this is where you're not moving forward. You're just in the same pattern. The world doesn't need to change. It's not going to. It's going to get worse. People are going to get much worse. Because a lot of people are weak. They're not going to be able to handle what's coming. They're going to keep burying their head in the sand. They're going to say everything's a psyop. Even though we've seen it with our own two eyes, it's all a psyop. Not happening. Okay? But those people should, and that's another thing for Gemini in 2025, fuck other people. You gave everything to these people, they don't care. Leave them. Get around people who are open-minded, acting respectably, working hard, trying to be the best version. They're the people you need to fuck with in 2025. Let go of the dead. Let go of the delusional. You know, I feel like I'm in a morgue. You know? So, and some Geminis kind of feel like that. You feel numb. Again, some of you, this is not about other people. This is your life. It's on you to make the life that you want happen. And I know that this whole system is infuriating. I know that. It's stressful. It's triggering. It's a rip-off. But if you keep focusing on it, you're going to keep getting it. The more you can make your mind super inspired by 2025, the more you can be like, what have I got to lose? You need to sit in your life, look around at the people around you, look around at what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, look at where you feel and just be like, fear? I should fear this more than I would ever fear rebuilding myself and going after it. Because look at it this way, you might not win in what you want, but all you're going to fall back to is this. Level 0. And like I said, I'm building the Gemini course, and some of you, when you go down underneath, it'll be on the website. But I'm telling you, you need to get to work, Gemini, and you need to just be like, really, you know, the dark's going to be there, the devil's going to be there, a lot of people are going to fall to the devil. You've seen that. They will. They'll choose the road of the devil because it feels easier, right? Your job is to be a good person, but to be a selectively good person. In other words, don't be an idiot. Some of you have been an idiot. You keep being good to the wrong people. Okay? Love your enemy. No, don't. Some of you are sitting on tenterhooks, you just feel shit. What is the point? You're triggered all the time, you're angry all the time, you're emotional. What's the point? You know, that's what this system is. You get up, you slave drive, you worry about money, then you've got all other cunts who are causing you problems, you've got random strangers making drama, like, cunt, who are you? Do I know you? You know, they're looped. Right? So Gemini has to think about, okay, where do I need to go? What kind of people? You need people who feel like sunlight. I've been saying this a lot. You need people who just, and some authentic people. Not people who are like, hi, you okay? Yeah, Karen, fucking dandy. You know, I can't. Stop asking me if I'm okay. Like, bitch, are you okay? Right? The point I'm making is the Matrix is great for NPCs. They're going to live here till they die. Their kids are going to live here till they die, right? But for the real people, the soul people, okay. So Gemini, you've got a choice to make in 2025, but I'm going to say this, that for the Geminis who keep doing the same patterns, who are not doing the healing work, who are not looking deep into themselves, in other words, everything they're doing is outside themselves. You're studying everybody else. You're engrossed in everybody else. 2025 is a you year. It's a, I'm sorry now. If you come with drama, bitch, if I even think for 1 minute that I can't trust you, you're gone. Because when you all left me on my face, you taught me one thing, that I don't need you. I think for Gemini, you are around people who make you worse. They just make you angrier. They just make you triggered. You don't feel safe with them. That should be a sign right there, right? And focusing on the kind of life you want to build, that's a big message for Gemini. Some of you, you're feeling numb, you're feeling dead, and it hurts. But I want you to understand that you're just in a reality. This is not life. It's just one reality in many, many realities that you can live, right? And so it's on you to sit in the reality you're in and go, fuck this. I don't care what it takes. I don't care how hard it is. This is not, this is not my ending. And I don't care where I came from. I don't care Who did what? I want you to start getting, like, people often say Geminis are snobby. 2025, I really want you to be. Like, I want you to sit there like you're a motherfucking gangster, and it's like, yeah, no. I was out before and some guy asked me for a favour, and I said, don't ask me now. Ask me next week. It's Sunday and I want to have me coffee. And he was like, so what? Okay? It's Sunday? No. Okay? And people will think you're a bitch and they won't like it, but do you know what? Who cares? Okay? It's time to set your standard of what matters to you, okay? Of what's important to you. And people either comply or goodbye. Okay? So it's up to you, Gemini, and some of you do need to leave the old behind. You can see, like, I'm channeled into the energy, and I'm just getting Geminis who are just at the wit's end. They're just at the wit's end. And like I said, the matrix is going to get worse. They'll all sit there doing the, new year, new me. But then 2025 will come, a few weeks will go, and it'll be the same shit. Okay? So your job is to start thinking, okay, right, I've done this game long enough. It's time to learn new things. It's time to go in new directions. It's time to kill the old self. It's time to heal. That's what they want. That's why Geminis have been hit so hard. That's why the devil's coming after you. Because he knows your motherfucking power. He knows what you can do. That's why he's coming for you again and again and again. Because he's like, if this cunt stands up, if it stands up, we are done. Gemini is an army just by itself. You got all the cheap sheep, like, you can't sit with us. It's like, you aren't gangsters, you're fucking idiots. Now move. I'll do it on my own. Right? So the point I'm making is, you've got to know your power. That doesn't mean looking down on people and being an idiot, but it's about knowing your power and standing in it this year. And whatever that comes with, whatever consequences that comes with it, then so be it, because that's how a gangster would do it. Forgot about Dre. Right? You're iconic, you're Dre. You got these cheap rappers, but then there's Dre. Some of you need to listen to that song, Forgot About Dre. Right? But some of you need to get new music, you need to, and really when you look at people, you should observe people this year. And those people who you can see are genuine people, really give those people your time. The rest of them, no fear. You want to fuck with me? Okay. Because I do think a lot of Geminis are sitting there going, I just don't deserve what I'm in. Like, I've been good to people. But the good gets chewed up and spit out. That's the game. So don't be good to people. You don't owe anybody nothing. I think Geminis this year, you need to fill up yourself. You're empty. You need to do the work on yourself. Like, this is the honest truth. You can go and watch 1,000,000 New Year readings, but this will be the motherfucking reading you come back to at the end of the year. And you know it. Okay? You got to get deep within you. You got to realign your frequency. Some of your nerves are everywhere. You're angry. You're emotional. You're eating the wrong things. You're in the wrong environments for you. You're around the wrong people. If you're going to do this, you need to sit down and say, okay, what triggers me? Who triggers me? And then that's a signal of what you need to be the fuck away from. Okay? Nine of Swords. Now, we do have, like, all the dark work and stuff. I think a lot of years it's all patterns, though. So what I'm getting here is, this is, I feel like some of you are strategizing too much. You're overthinking too much. I think some of you have been through, like, a lot of betrayal. So it makes you kind of overthink people and situations. But I feel like if you just go out there and participate in life, your instinct will tell you who to stay away from and who to give the benefit of the doubt. Try not to overthink this year. Try not to overanalyze, right? The Chariot is all about getting out there. Some of you need to travel this year. Go to new cultures, go to new places. The Chariot is all about getting out of the hometown, right? Getting out of the hometown, going traveling. You need newness. Otherwise, 2025 is going to be the same. It's going to be worse. Because some of you watching this, like, whether you're a man or a woman, you've got so much stress. And so you're trying to survive. You're just in this perpetual cycle of survival. Some of you, if you're going to find true love, it's time to really look at the choices you make in love. If you're going to make money, you're going to have to start looking at the people you're investing in and how they're investing in you. Because most people are out here, they want everything for free. There's just leeches everywhere. Okay? So Geminis you need to be a boss woman, a boss man. Like, that's it. You know? It's like, and a boss man or a boss woman is not going to sit there whining. We've all been doing it. If it feels deeply painful to give your life to people, to be genuine, to be sincere, and to see what we're living in, to see dogs winning. It makes you, I mean, I know it does for me, it makes me very angry. That's another thing you've got to be careful of this year, because the thing with pain is it can turn to real anger and real rage, and you can become very dangerous. So some of you need to be careful with your shadow this year, because there's some of the fuckers who've done a lot to you, Gemini, and they really believe they're going to get away with it. Like, and there's people trying to do things to you, and you're like, do not test my gangster. Do not do it. Because I do believe some Geminis, like, you're in a position where you've got nothing to lose, and that's the person you don't fuck with. But I think the best revenge to the NPCs, to the dogs, to these type of people who've done this, is to win. To get up off your face, to get up when you've got no will, to just get up and become your best version and help other people become that will kill them inside. That's a far better revenge than it is to go and burn their life to the ground. Have you seen their lives anyway? You know? So, yeah, I feel like what I would say for Geminis is you need to get out the darkness, and you definitely need to leave people behind. Some people are not genuine, you know, and you know it, right? And you need to leave these people behind. You need to really toughen up. And some of you, I think you're feeling wounded, you're feeling depleted, but you're tougher than you think. What's been done to you has really made you tough. It's made you very, very tough, right? All the shit you've had to tolerate. I've been through hell and back in the last 3 years. But as you can see, I mean, I look better in my worst than most bitches look in their best. I'm still that bitch. I'm just saying. You know? So, but seriously, I also think 2025 is about seeing the magic in the world again, getting around people who just, they're not competing with you, you can trust them, they say what they mean, like staying away from low frequency people and really rebranding yourself. That is a big message, you know? And life is painful, and a lot of pain is coming, and I've told you this time and time again. You have seen nothing yet. And I can be the doom and gloomy, you can think what you want, but you have seen nothing yet to what's coming. Okay? So, Knight of Cups reversed, this is getting out of Neptune energy, it's getting into the real world. It's taking your ideas and making them happen, whether it be a course, whether it be a book. For those who want true love, it's like, okay, we've got to start doing that deeper work on our emotions, because we've been through betrayals, or we've got a certain frequency, and that frequency keeps bringing in these type of men. You're not looking for these low frequency parasites. You're looking for someone who's going to be by your side, ride or die friends, people who've got the same vision. Matrix people aren't for you, Gemini. They're not. So, I think, but don't go to war with them either, because what you focus on, you create. That's something that you just keep doing. You keep going to war with this system. And a lot of our predecessors did that, and you'll just die. Humans only have so much energy. Don't go to war with the system you detest. Just get out and put your energy and your focus elsewhere and build that. Okay? What else for 2025 for Gemini? Page of Wands reverse, like God, the Death card. You're going to have to change. The other side of the coin is a message I hear for you is some of you, this is where it all changes. So some of you have been stuck in a perpetual pattern for years, like you've been in the same job, you've been in the same hometown, you've been in the same self. And actually the Death card can be that this is the year it can all change. You can shock yourself. But again, the Two of Pentacles is, it's about the choices that you make, right? It's about, are you going to make the right choices? Are you going to do the hard stuff? Are you going to cut the shit? Gemini, you keep feeding these low frequency people, the people, they should fear you. Believe me, if you knew even a quarter of your power, if you used even a quarter of your power, these cunts would be shaking in their boots. Most of them are fake, the fronters. And the other side of the coin is these matrix NPCs and these people who are attacking you. If you go after them, they'll die. They'll die. If you go after them, they'll be done. Right. So, but what you should do in 2025 is plan for peace, prepare for war. Stay away from low class things. Don't be having drama with everybody. Be selective in your enemies. Be selective in your battles. Most people aren't even worth entertaining. The fucking clowns at the circus. Okay, please. Bitch, you're not a gangster. You're some cheap woman with a mouth. You know, you know, and that may be a message for you as well. It is time to, I think it's about honouring the self. It's like some of you this year have talked a lot of shit. You've carried on doing the same things. I've been guilty of this too. You haven't really been doing the work. Some of you really want power. You really want to be a gangster, a G, you know, whether you're a woman or a man. And it's like, okay, well, you need to look at what the code of conduct means to be that, and you need to act in that. And that's what some of you need to do as well. You need to think of the person you want to be, and you need to act in that person, dress like that person, instead of the current version that you don't want to be. Some of you, I think you need to relocate. So I get relocation will be so good for you. In other words, going to a new place will be so good for you. Because some of you, you're kind of in a place, it's got too much wounds, it's got too much trauma. And so your unconscious mind consistently recognises it. But I think, I don't mean to be mean when I say this, but I do. I think it's time to revive. With the death card coming out, this is Geminis who feel dead. You're kind of breathing. And that's what the Matrix wants. You're supposed to be dead inside. You're supposed to be deeply unhappy, but make sure you smile. Don't be so negative. Bitch, shut up. I mean, what should we be excited about? You know, we want to dance in the street. We want roses, okay? We want humanity. Now, you can all smile while you get bent over the table, but it's a fuck no from us. And if you don't like us, we don't care. Okay? On a serious note, though, I just think, and that's why I'm doing this 12 rules for Gemini, because it's amazing. I've started it, it's awesome. Some of you, it'll be available when you check. The point I'm making is, Geminis, come on. You know, the other side of the coin is, you know, as above, so below. You rule the magician. You are God's will. You're an instrument of God. And so for those Geminis who are like, but you know, it just never ends and the devil just keeps attacking me. It's like, because you're an instrument of God, the devil wants you dead. It's spiritual war, right? He doesn't want you speaking. He doesn't want you glowing. He doesn't want you showing up. So he sends his NPCs at every turn, so you're triggered and you're... Okay? The devil wants a war, Gemini. He's fucking getting one. Okay? It's on. Okay? Time to hit back. Now, listen, we're not trying to do any beef, but if you come over here, okay? But on a serious note, I just think 2025 can be the shit if you get up out the shit and start acting like the shit. And also real power builds power, right? So all this bottom, it's always competing, but real power builds power. So people who are confident in themselves, they're not intimidated by other people. They're not scared of other people's successes. They actually want to build other people's successes because, you know, they say no one wins unless we all win. So your job is to be calmer, quieter, okay? Do a lot of work on the self this year. Some of you have got to heal deep trauma. You've got to look at your anger. You've got to look at your money, the way you react to life. You know, you've got to update yourself. Think of it like a computer that needs like an upgrade. It's time to upgrade yourself. And you're not going to be able to do it because like I said, too many people are drowning in this matrix. Too many people are going to die in this matrix. Too many people are going to make a deal with the devil because it's easier. Because we live in the weakest generations of men and women that have ever existed. And there's nothing else to say. Like, how much clarity do you need? What else do you need to see from people, Gemini? It's obvious. Okay? So stop trying to change them. Leave them alone. They're on their journey. They'll suffer their consequences. Focus on you and people who represent what you represent. Stand in your power and whatever consequences come with that, okay? Okay? It's time to get your balls back. And I think some Geminis, no offense, but your choices are the problem. They are the problem, right? You've been making bad choices and I think it's time to acknowledge it. You know, you want maximum investment in you while you give bare minimum to other people. You know, you keep choosing fuck boys, fuck girls, bad people who are not compatible. You're not doing the self-work. You're not doing the healing right. It's about 2025 is an accountability year. Okay? No drama. You ain't got time, right? Queen of Pentacles reversed. Like, some of you have probably got these shadow energies, or she came up last time, this Queen of Pentacles, she came up in the 2024 read. So this is petty, low energy people. They might do like black magic, or they might try to sabotage you in the background. But your job is to be observant and to not fear your enemies, to study them, and then look at the best way to deal with them. Bitch, I ain't got time for you. You're so ugly on every capacity. That's what most people are. I've been observing it. Like, people are deeply ugly in the soul, in the heart. Like, they're just not nice. And you will meet some people who are good, genuine people, but the more you can do the healing, you won't be projecting old wounds. You know, you can see I'm out of breath. Like, 2025 could just be another year of hell, of stress, of the same old patterns, feeling miserable, feeling stuck, feeling blocked. But it's because the old self for Gemini needs to die. And another message for you is you're hiding. And your enemies are loving them. You know, the magician is on show. Some of you are meant to start podcasts. Some of you are meant to become performers. Some of you're meant to be out there fighting the good fight. And you're scared of the devil attacking you, and believe me, he's going to. But when you've got God on your side, let the devil come. Let its army come. Okay? I think some of you need to stop tuning into the devil. I know how relentless his attacks can be. And tune into the divine. And tell yourself, if I'm being attacked this relentlessly, if I'm being hurt this much, it's because there must be something about me that the devil clearly wants to take away. Okay? Leaning on prayer, meditation, getting healthy, watching what you're putting in your body, because they're poisoning a lot of people through chemicals. This is watching coffee, alcohol, all these things. If you can really get clean this year, mind, body, soul, and spirit, almost act from a God template. Some of you might start reading the Bible. Some of you might start reading the Quran. Same as foods can be poisoned, so can people. Look at people. Now, this is not to say that everyone's a bad guy and horrible. We're not saying that. There's just a lot of people who are struggling right there, struggling. But you can't build yourself around the struggling. You can't become successful around the poor. Your job is to help where you can, but don't be a martyr this year. It's like, no, I'm sorry. This is a me year. Like, I'm sorry now. Don't be afraid to be direct. Don't be, Geminis just need to move back into their authenticity. You just keep going down the wrong road. You keep choosing the wrong people. You're acting small when you're meant to be big. And for the Gemini men who comment in the bottom going, there's many, I get it. This is a collective read. It's for the man and the woman. Book it personal if you want your personal. Okay? Because sometimes the Gemini men are like, Elisa, there's men. And it's like, yeah, it's a collective for men and women. It's an energy read. It's got nothing to do with sex, okay? It's really about, it's going to be a hard year regardless, but it might as well be a hard year with rewards. If you really make it about you, if you really go to war with you, if you really set boundaries, if you really set the standard, if you're ready to learn new things, move out of your comfort zone, and say that happiness is something that's not just deserved, it's I have to earn it. I have to earn it. And I think this is another thing, you need to start making people earn a place in your life. There's too many people who've got access to you who do not deserve you. Like, you don't call people friends who haven't earned it. Like, I think it's time that Gemini was like, no. You'll earn my respect, you'll earn my love, you'll earn my time. And if you don't like it, when you left me on my own, my personalities all had a field day. So now I don't need any friends because I've got enough in me. And that's the thing with Gemini, right? Geminis have got all these fucking multiple personalities, so we don't need to sit with you, we'll sit by ourselves and entertain ourselves. We're good. You know? So, 2025 can really be an amazing year, but you've got to slow down, you've got to think things through, you've got to be intelligent, okay? And I've got to leave it at that because it'll go off. This is just a general energy read for 2025. I might do some love career reads on the website, but this is just a general pep talk. It will be same shit, different year if you don't stop rising. And I don't think it's really about love right now. I think it's about Gemini. A lot of you are not ready. You've got to build yourself for success. You've got to build yourself for a deeper commitment, because that's what a lot of you are looking for. And I'm getting the root and the womb. Now I do tarot coaching on the website. You can book a face-to-face. I've got the personal reads, 2025, 6 months reads. It's time to start investing, Gemini. Stop trying to get by on general reads. I mean, do whatever you want. Don't invest. But the universe can see when you're doing that, and it's not going to give you nothing back. If you don't put your time into the gym, if you don't put your time into learning a new thing, okay, then you're going to get the same shit. 2025 for Geminis belongs to the gangster Geminis, the men and the women. It's time to start praying. It's time to start asking God every night. Come on. And he'll tell you what he wants you to do. And you'll be protected, because when you are working from God's plan, when you're doing what God intended you to do in your destiny, the devil can do what it wants. And these NPCs are so boring. You know, these multiple party situations, they're so boring. I think that's a big part for Gemini, that you're just bored. You're bored, man. You're bored of eating, you're bored of sleeping, you're just bored. It's time to get inspired by life again, inspired by people again, inspired by love again. It's time to look at yourself and be like, fuck, I had a couple of years or a few years of the worst version, or not the best version, but get to the end of 2025 and be like, I'm a G. Anyone can say they're a gangster. But when you look in the fucking mirror and you know what you've done, and you know what you've stood in front of, and you know what you've done, then you know you're a G. You know, I think that's the problem with the world. There's too many cheap people and not enough Gs. And Gemini, we need to be a G. The world needs it. They need examples. Right? But I'm saying the more you do the work though, and stop being whiny, and I've done it too. Me too. The hits have been hard. The betrayals have been hard. It's been exhausting. But like I said, it's because we're fighting in the matrix. There's never going to be any win in this system. The goal is to use you, exploit you, chew you up, spit you out. That's it. There'll never be any win in this. Not for us, not for our kids, not for other people. So Geminis are smart enough to go and educate the masses. And you might do this through courses or books or whatever, but don't be their slave. Don't try and save them. They can save the damn self. I'm getting on the boat, are you coming with me? No, get the fuck off then. Stay there. Be a slave your whole life. You're too soft. You're too soft. It's not your job to save people, it's your job to be an example. That's the message for Geminis, right? Instead of trying to fix everybody else, save everybody else this year, be the example. How you show up, how you talk, what you allow, what you don't allow. Speak your truth and stick to it no matter what. Be the example. And like I said, give the good people the time. If good, genuine people, give them the time. But the monkeys and the circus clowns and the NPCs, bitch, please. You're like death rolled up in daily life, right? So that's the message. Gemini's are about romance, dance, creativity, laughter. That's why you feel so icky, because you don't get any of that in this. It's all trying to survive the next day. It's all being around idiots who are all in some big clown show. There's nothing to compete, Gemini. You are your power. And this would also be refusing multiple party situations, because for a lot of years, that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for love. You're looking for someone who's got you in the mud and in the mansion. You're not looking for all that cheap shit and the orgy shit and the demonic shit. But if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. So my advice is, Page of Pentacles is all about learning new ways. It's about upgrading yourself, moving into a new timeline, being a boss, taking accountability. And if it's fuck me, it's fuck you. You know, these cunts are out here like, we don't know you're not. And it's like, oh, okay. And to finish, here's what I'm going to say. The best thing a Gemini can do, remove yourself. There's a lot of people out here who are like, don't know who that bitch thinks she is. We don't need it anyway. Oh, you don't? Okay. Okay, remove yourself. And then they'll see how much they need you later on. Or maybe they'll see it straight away. Just remove yourself. Okay? Most people are so basic, it's like, I didn't even notice that person had gone. You go, they'll notice. Okay? But I would say play less games. Play less games. Focus on what makes you happy. Get around people who feel like sunlight. Get around, everyone's struggling. Everyone's struggling, you know? But some people are projecting and deflecting and doing all the stuff that these people are doing. 2025, I think it is a time to rein it in. Pull in, right? Do the self-work. You know, that's why there is a statement of the best investment you will ever make is in yourself. And I think if Gemini focuses on itself for 1 year, just 1 year, that where you're going to be at the end of it is going to be crazy. If you just keep doing the same shit, it's not going to be good. And like I said, I'll probably do separates, maybe go into career and love on the website, because I couldn't really do it here. This is just a general energy read. But I think if you make it about you and you really take it on, and for those who are intimidated, it's like, look what you've been through. They put you in hell, Gemini, and you've come out carrying your sword. You can do it. You know, I know the case for me. They took everything from you, and you're still a fucking G. When I say making yourself into a G, I mean you're a spiritual G, but I mean like making yourself into somebody who is put together. They've got the life together. You know, I mean that type of person, a person who shows up, a person who when they say they're going to do something, they do it. Someone who stands on the word and he means it. To yourself and to other people. You know, spiritually you're a G. You know, most Geminis won't sell out. We represent the truth. There is some who will, unfortunately. And then I got also bad energy. I'm getting someone who's just stressed. The biochemical field is at its face. It's stressed. You got to be careful with that, because that's how they're looking to kill you. Flu, heart attacks, all the things. It's going to be relentless in 2025. But if you slow down, and that's a big message, if you start getting intelligent, if you're selective, if you don't start fucking yourself, which a lot of Geminis do, and if you make no apologies to people, okay, you're not negotiating. What's with all the negotiation? What's with all the caring about straight? Who the fuck are they? Okay? Do you, even if it means being alone. Some of yous, it's time to get around good people, because they can really make your life better. They can make you happier, right? But just being observant, taking your time to get to know people, and rebuilding yourself. Because I think for those Geminis who are ready for war, it's going to be epic. For those Geminis who cower in the corner, blame the world, keep fighting the matrix, we've all done it, me too. Feel sorry for how people didn't support you. You know? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So it's time to do things different. It's time for change. It's time for rebirth. It's time to move back into the authentic self. It's time to, I'm not saying walk around with that attitude, be good to people, but if you've got something to say it. You know? And when it comes to these low frequency people, I just wouldn't entertain them. They speak for themselves. And that's it. You know, some people are just that from birth to death. But I'll finish with that. I do think that the devil. And also by being in high frequency, staying away from demonic people, demonic masculines. For the Gemini man, it's being careful with your desire, being careful with your primal nature, because that's what the devil's going to look to control: your fear, your desires, your appetite. Okay? You got to control yourself this year. What you're putting in your mouth, what the content you're watching, the people you've got around, all of it. Rebirth, Gemini. And for the Geminis who stay committed to it for 1 year, you're going to be a whole different version at the end of 2025. For the Geminis who keep saying they want more and all of this, the devil. Blocked energy, stress, energetic attacks because you're in real low frequency. Also because your money's not right, you're in low frequency places, and then that's got a lot of dense, toxic energy. Places that trigger you. Jobs that you don't want to be in, it's full of low NPC, toxic energy. Okay, so it's time to rebrand, redesign. I'd recommend you book in your personal because it'll be the bomb for you personally. There's 6 month or there's the yearly, but I'm saying if you want to really start doing the work, this is a smart move because it's coming. But yes, I think for the Geminis who are wide awake, they're done with their own bullshit, because that's a lot of it as well. We're not victims. We've made some bad choices. We've been too good to the wrong people. We keep doing the same shit, expecting people to change, expecting it to be different, wondering why demons are hating us, because the demon's Gemini. Okay? You know, you go into loveless men expecting them to be loyal and love you. You go into demonic women, think about it. You're around people who refuse to listen, refuse to change, say everything's a psyop. You can't speak to these people. And that's what Peterson said. He said, when you're talking and people aren't listening, stop talking. And that's what some of you need to do. Like, it's fine to compromise and negotiate with people, but some of you are kind of in relationships or places where you keep trying to negotiate, and it's like, they can hear you, Gemini. They just don't want to listen. Okay? You're kind of doing it to yourself. You know, but yeah, it's hard. I mean, everybody's in it, and it's not an easy time to live. You do have to be a G now. I've been saying this to a lot of people. You got to be a gangster now, like a gangster, if you want to live not only successful but happy, healthy, be a good person. In other words, you're not trying to win at other people's expense, because there's a lot of people out there winning, but they're stepping over everyone else to do it, and that's not who you want to be. Okay, so it's all about mastery. So you need to get a tapestry of the magician, so you can be reminded those days when you wake up and you're like, no, but then you look up at the magician and you can see that he's got that as above, so below. It's like, oh, we're doing God's work today. Maybe I don't want to do it, but we're doing God's work today. Better get up then. Okay, so have an amazing 2025. I'm always going to keep it real. I'm always the bad guy, but it's okay. You know, someone's got to do it, and I'm okay with it. And if you want to book your personal, I'm excited to do your personal, but I wish yous the best 2025. But I want yous, because the world needs Gemini. Like, yous have a backbone of steel. Yous can stand alone. You can go against the many. You can educate the many. And I feel like the world really needs those people now. Enjoy, and I'll speak to you soon.